What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Coach Kane, and we are back. It's been about almost 2 months since I recorded a video. And even uploaded video, uploaded any type of short, any of that. Guys, it's been a weird 2 months, right? I haven't been practicing any of my social skills. I haven't been doing any videos. It's just been work and being a dad, taking care of the kids. In the process of, taking care of the kids and all that, there was a lot of mental challenges that I had to try and overcome. That's one, trying to be present in my parenting and allowing myself to just let go and have fun, which I did, but I just had a bunch of just bullshit that was just clouding my mind, like on the day to day. And it was hard to just focus. Like I was like constantly distracted with my own mind, just looping on all the bullshit that, was going on this past 2 months. I know you guys are probably thinking, Coach, the fuck you talking about? We're G's. We're pimping. What's up with the sob story, Coach? I want some advice. I want some guidance. I need help, Coach. And that's the tough part about coaching, that or just being a man in general. What I say coaching is the remembering about yourself, remembering like what you're teaching and the advice that you're giving to other people, remembering that type of shit for yourself. That's probably the hardest thing, is to separate teaching mode from your own personal growth, right? So today, I guess the lesson would be, because completely unscripted, I'm about to go in and do a session right now. I'm in Arlington, Texas, at the Parks Mall. I've done a few videos here in the parking lot area, the garage parking lot area. I did one like at the top. Okay, he said it's gonna be here at 1. So at the top of the parking garage, that was like the talk forever drill. The so how do I? So let me work my way into the lesson, right? So you guys seen firsthand I didn't see any of the infield footage. I haven't recorded any infield footage yet, but you guys seen firsthand the momentum that I was building from last July up until I think it was April, right? There was just so much momentum. Started with one video, not knowing what the video was going to be about, and kind of finding my niche in the YouTube space, in the manosphere space, and the social skills space. But then things happen, and once you're in momentum, right? If you're not constantly moving or in motion, you can fall off pretty quickly, right? And you have to force yourself to get back on that fucking train, on that ride, bro. Because it's easy. I think for me, it was more like, okay, this stuff happened. My mind's on a loop. Forget the YouTube for now. I just need to be mentally there for my kids during this time period, right? If I can do that, then that is good for me, because my kids are one of the most, if not the most important pieces of my life, right? If I can just be there for them, this YouTube thing can wait, right? Versus me trying to do the YouTube thing and then trying to be there for them, I probably just would have been completely my mind just completely separated, right? Just due to, sequence of events that has, that happened back in May. So how do you stay in momentum once you're in momentum, right? The first thing you need to do is never forget about how you started, right? I'm gonna use social skills for an example, right? Before I start conversations and networking with people and moving conversations forward and extending my interactions up to the 5-10 minute mark, I'm just gonna constantly spam how I started, right? I went to the field for the first time in 6 weeks, Tuesday, right? And the first thing I did, because just coming out of momentum, but I mean, first once I walked in to the mall, I was at the Dallas Galleria with the boys. Once I walked into the mall, right, this wave of anxiety had hit me. I know what you guys are thinking, Coach. Anxiety doesn't exist around here, G. It does. It does, right? Especially when you have people that are looking at you as far as like a leader, somebody that can get things done, somebody that can work his way around situations, around conflicting situations, and come out on top of those situations, right? So yeah, once I walked in, fucking wave of anxiety hit me, right? I didn't say anything. Well, I did end up saying something later on, but it's more, I was just hiding it. One of the boys, he was like, "Hey, bro, you good?" I wasn't like talking as much, just to him directly. And, that's my boy. I talked to him about, you know, everything regarding, uh, social skills and, ESG, whatever. Um, he was like, "Hey, you good, bro? You good?" And keep in mind, I haven't got out like in public like that, like for myself and for the vision that I have for ESG, just to demonstrate social skills altogether. I haven't done that in 6 weeks, bro. Like, it's just been kids and work. A lot of adult talk. Uh, right now, my grandma's, she's currently, on a limited amount of time, uh, on her life. When I go over there, it's like the vibe's off. So when I'm stepping out like that into an environment where, the vibes are necessarily, they're going to be good most of the time. And, you get hit with this different type of energy, bro. And that's what kind of fucked me up. But I am the coach. And this is elite social game. I'm an elite player. Always remember who you are. Always remember who you are. I tell that to so many guys. And like I said earlier, you gotta take your own advice, especially when it's good advice. I remembered who I fucking was, right? I remembered who I was, my nigga. Fuck. Let me take this outside so we don't hear that clicking noise as a distraction. So in the process of getting my state into um, that mode of being social, having self amusement, congruence, entitlement, freedom of outcome, free association, I had to start from the beginning, right? Take it back to the drawing board. And what does that look like? If you guys watched my videos previously, it looked like this. Instantly start complimenting. Instantly start complimenting people, right? Guys and girls both. Everybody. Everybody. Start, you can go, hey, bro, real quick. I like the tattoos. I fuck with tattoos. Or the guys like certain type of earrings. Oh, I fuck with the earrings. Hey, what's up, bro? I fuck with the tattoos. I fuck with the tattoos. Yeah, yeah. She just like that. Anybody Anybody, at any given moment, as soon as you see it, call it out. You do this with tattoos, hair, style, anything, bro. And as long as you have the energy behind it, to the right energy behind it, positive energy, congruence energy, your inner game is aligned with what's coming out of your mouth, then they get the positive energy on the receiving end, right? So I started with that. Just started spamming that, spamming that, spamming that, spamming that. And then boom, after maybe like 10, 15, 20, something like that, 5, something like that. I don't know, it was in the millions though. That's like my favorite internet meme. I don't even know what the fuck that rapper is. But the video is funny. Hilarious. Yeah, once I start spamming all those compliments, and then now I can take the initiative, and my state is starting to instantly raise, and the anxiety dissipates into fucking nothing because I'm a G. Then you, then I can, add to the fundamentals of social game, and that's stopping people. That's stopping people, and then taking the conversation and extending it to something different, and that's staying grounded within yourself and being congruent with what's with your inner game and what's coming out of your mouth, and it all being aligned together, right? That's how you overcome anything. You start from the beginning. Start where you started, because in the midst of learning, like football, right? I use football a lot as an analogy. Before you go out into the game, into the field, and run your routes, or if you're a quarterback, whatever, you just do a simple form of playing catch in a straight line. And then what do you do from the straight line of playing catch? You do some rollouts, have the receiver run back and forth, throw while you're on the run, catch while you're on the run. And then what do you do after that? Then you go to the route running, right? Simple routes. And now the more complex routes. Maybe you might do some in motion type of style gameplay that you're working on, right? It all comes down to that. It all comes down to starting the way that you originally started. And then the muscle memory will come back to you, right? So anytime you fall out of momentum, remember where you started and remember who the fuck you are. Remember what you've done already, right? Remember what you're capable of. I tell my bro, because he's getting dates, from the lessons that I'm teaching and the elite social game that I'm providing. And he's been in situations where we were doing night game, and he's making it happen with everybody, bro. Like that instantly. Mind is not stopping. There's no thinking that he's doing, right? He's on go. Everything is flowing. He's congruent. He's entitled, free of outcome, free associating, you know? And then, he'll get, on these dates or whatever. And then it'll kind of turn into something that's not him, right? It's like he's like maybe trying to prove himself a little too much, maybe not trying to display too much of who he is, or I don't know. We're still working on it, right? But whatever he's doing isn't what he is actually outside of that, outside of the singular date, right? I tell him all the time, remember what you're capable of. You're capable of going to a nightclub and making it happen. you know, he can go around and uh, you know, kiss these girls that don't know him. It's a skill that he's worked on. for quite a bit. And once you get into that state and into that flow state, once you get into motion, it's hard to snap out of. It just becomes the real you, authentic version of yourself. And then when you're in a different space or whatever, you have to go back to that time whenever you were in state, whenever you were flowing, whenever you were just in the fucking zone, right? And then you're in this situation and you're thinking of, what can I say? What can I do? Hopefully, I hope they don't judge me or whatever for the things that I'm going to say, or all the bullshit, that the human mind naturally does to itself in stressful situations, which is basically try to eat itself alive. Just take a step back, take a breath, go to the bathroom or something, look yourself in the mirror, think back to the times when things went your way and why they went your way, right? And understand those fundamentals of what got you there to begin with, and that you've been here before. You've been in this high stress situation before. You can continue to progress in any high stress situation once you realize what you've done, who you are, and what you're capable of, right? By the way, I'm out here, the Parks Mall, Barnes and Noble. I like to come get my strawberry acai. Look at this fucking sky, right? It's like that's and right now the weather is like would be considered perfect for me. I think it's like 85, 88 or something. Like just look at the sky, man. I got the sun shining directly down on me. You guys see the sun? Like the blue and the clouds just perfectly right there in the background. Just you can just feel the earth's energy and it providing you nutrients to keep going with your day, right? By the way, guys, I got contacts. I think first week of June, and I knew I couldn't see, but I didn't realize how bad I couldn't see because I was so used to it, right? So when I take my contacts out, like I can't wear my contacts outside the house when everything's kind of far away, especially when I'm driving, right? And now, because I already like to see the outside, but I didn't realize how unclear I wasn't seeing everything. Like I can see like the cloud and the outline of the cloud and these trees over here. You guys can see those trees. I can see like the leaves on the tree. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. When I'm driving, like I look out the window and just admire the trees. For some reason I just love like the trees even more now, especially the blue sky too, and the just everything outside, right? It just fills me with life during like times of mental strain, right? So guys, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my first video back. You guys stay in the zone, stay locked in with whatever you're doing. And I will make a more professional coaching video here pretty soon. Probably, the goal is to do a video a day and then spam clips of those videos and get famous, baby. Get fucking rich, dog. And then once I do it, I will break down the formula of how I will be achieving that. All right. You guys have a good rest of your day. It's Coach Kane, and we're out.